You know you're supposed to be following up with your past clients. And you also know that you don't feel like reaching out to them with yet another just checking in text. You want to make sure that you have something with value that you can follow up with them about. You want to get your past clients to start seeing you as the resource they go to for all things real estate related, not just when they're looking to buy or sell a house. That is what we're building today. And it's about a topic that they can't ignore. What's the real value of their house? Now, I've got an idea about what you might already be thinking. These online estimates are completely inaccurate. Why would I want to send them to my clients? Almost feels like I'm promoting them. Or at least that is an objection that I've received from some other agents. So here's the reframe. The inaccuracy is the message. I'm not sending this to tell my client that these numbers are right. I'm sending this to show them, look at the range on these numbers and look at how they're all wrong. They're forming opinions and planning their lives off of this inaccurate information. And ultimately, the message is that these numbers can't be trusted. And the person who can actually tell them what their home is really worth is you. Every one of your past clients has looked up their estimate. They're already curious about what the value of their home is. This meets that curiosity head on and points back to you. Now, let's dive into the build and I will show you how to put it all together. I do want to begin by saying that this really can't be on mobile. You definitely need to plan on doing this from a desktop computer. When you get to this Google Drive folder that we have shared in the video link, there are two important resources available for you. The first is our install guide. In order to view this, you are going to need to download it and then click it to open it. If you just double click it, you're only going to get all of this code. But if you come to these three dots, you say download, then it'll appear in your downloads folder. From the downloads folder, click to open it again, and now it opens as this interactive guide. The other thing here is a skill that we're going to install in your Claude account, and we'll do that together a little bit later. So you don't need this right now. Just know that we'll come back to it when we're ready to install the skill. A couple of additional resources that you're going to need. You are going to need the Claude desktop app that allows you to access Claude Cowork. If you're not familiar with what that is, we've done previous videos about it. Please watch this video for a better explanation of what all the different Claude tools and layers are so that you know how to get them and install them. Also, if you look at our install guide, there are links here available where you can go and download these if you don't have them already. You're also going to need Claude in Chrome. You'll need the skill. We'll install that together here in a few minutes. And then the last thing that you're going to need is a good export from your CRM of your current past clients. We don't necessarily need every past client. My recommendation would be from your CRM, filter the list of all the leads down to leads that have a physical address present. They have an email address present. They have a phone number present. None of those contact channels have been opted out. Ultimately, we're looking to export a list from your CRM of leads that you would actually want to send this to. Work on narrowing that list down from your CRM and then export it to a CSV or Excel file. Just save it somewhere where you'll be able to find it. We're going to upload that into our Claude project in a few minutes. Next step is to install the skill, which is super easy. First, come back to the Google Drive folder that has the install guide, and there is another file right here, and you're going to just click to download it. Then come into your desktop application for Claude. Come to customize, come down to skills, click on add and say create, hover over create a skill and upload a skill. Then simply click and attach the file that you just downloaded from Google Drive. After you've done that, you should see a full list of all of the skills that you have here. Hopefully the top one is the new one that you just installed, which is called values-cfa. If you click on it, just confirm that that little blue toggle bar is marked on and the skill has been installed. Now we are going to create your project. Come back into the Claude desktop application. Ensure that you have this Cowork tab selected. You see these three tabs up here. Make sure you're in Cowork and then go to projects and select new project. From here, say start from scratch. You can name your project whatever you want. I'm calling mine the ZMA Reimagined. You do not need to give any additional instructions or attach any additional files. New project, name it, and say create. Now we are ready to give Claude the export that you did from your CRM with the past clients that we want to send these estimates to. This step is really simple. We're going to go into the project that we just created in Cowork, and we're just going to paste this prompt along with your CRM import using my values CFA skill, build my working sheet. Here's what that looks like when you're inside of your Cowork project. Your file is attached and the prompt, and just hit go. Once that is done processing, it should come back to you with a ZMA working sheet document that has your clients, their phone numbers, email addresses, physical addresses. The most important tab is this first tab, the ZMA queue, which is basically got your clients, but notice all the Zillow, Redfin, homes.com, high, low spread information is empty. And the next step is that we're going to get Claude to go fill most of that in for you. Now, coming into step 6, we're ready to run a batch. So staying in the exact same Claude project and conversation that already produced that spreadsheet for you with the ZMAQ, you're literally just going to say, run the next 5. So let's try it out. Now, to clarify, this run the next 5 thing is probably not going to work on my artificial list here because I'm running it on a sample randomized list in order to protect all of my real clients' contact information. So this probably isn't going to work, but I would like to explain to you what it is going to do for yours. It's going to use the Claude in Chrome, which allows Cowork to kind of go into your browser, wake it up and say, let's go to Zillow and let's look up this first address and see if we can find what this estimate is. Now let's go to Redfin. Now let's go to homes.com. While we wait for this to run, I also want to point out, why are we using those 3 particular estimates? And it's primarily because those were the 3 best big name ones that I was able to get Claude in Chrome to be able to get. We tried looking at realtor.com and a couple other sources for where we wanted to try and get the estimated values, but they already have blockers on their sites that are preventing Claude in Chrome from being able to access this information. So that's why we're using these 3 data sources. If you wanted to try a different data source, just test it with Claude in Chrome. Say, hey, can you go and look at what these home values are on this website using Claude in Chrome and see what it's able to get? Or also, you could manually go or have an assistant or a virtual assistant or somebody go onto each of these sites and fill in these estimated values on this spreadsheet. Now, if it works correctly, I'm displaying one that's a little bit different here because I want to protect my client's privacy for this video. But when it's done, it should return for you the Zestimate, the Redfin estimate, and the homes.com estimate for your first 5 clients. Now, couple of questions. Number 1, why don't we just have it run the whole sheet all at once? Well, because Claude in Chrome is clunky. It has to go to each of these websites manually, take screenshots of it, read the screenshot, then take the information from that screenshot and put it into your spreadsheet. It's slow and it uses a lot of tokens and it's a little bit clunky. So first of all, sometimes Claude in Chrome gets stuck. So you do kind of want to watch it. And if you see it get stuck on one of the addresses, you poke it and you prod it and you say, hey, go again, or why did you stop, or keep looking. But I do want you to spot check some of these numbers as well, because it can also make mistakes. So you don't want to send out something that's completely out of the ballpark. So take a look at these numbers, make sure that they seem right, review them, and spot check several of them to make sure that you're getting accurate information. But I have already tried this workflow on multiple clients of mine, and it was extremely accurate. So hopefully when yours goes out and you spot check some of these numbers, you're going to find that it is all dead on. Now that our spreadsheet is built and we have been able to collect the estimated value ranges for at least 5 clients with all 3 sources, Zillow, Redfin, and homes.com, we are ready to actually design the cards and make them pretty. Now, a couple of things that you need to know about this. We are going to design these in Claude Design, which is another tentacle that Claude has that specializes in design and maintaining your brand assets. And it is really absolutely incredible. It is one of my favorite parts about Claude and all of the things that it can do for a realtor. I don't know if there's anything more impactful than what Claude Design can do for you. But here's the thing. you have to create a design system first. Claude Design will not work if you don't have a good design system built. It's not difficult to build a design system. You might even be able to figure it out entirely on your own. But if you're feeling unsure or hesitant, or you don't have a design system, we do have a video made on that topic. Please go check out that design system video. Watch that. Make sure that you have that done. Otherwise, this next step is not going to work. One of the big things to think about is, what do you want as the background image, right? So we will have the client's name and the address and their 3 estimates and some of your branding on there. But what do you want for the image that goes behind all of that? And you've got a couple of options here to consider. I think the best option is probably a picture of the front of their house if you have one. But you maybe have never listed their home before. You might not have a picture of their house. And I did some looking into this. We're not supposed to use the Google Street View, take a screenshot and use that as specifically against Google's terms and conditions. So if you have a good picture of the front of the house, I think that's your best option. But if you don't have that, you could use a community photo or artwork, or you could use a photo that represent the town, or you could put images of your own branding or AI images in the background. But you are going to have to give Claude Design, what do you want as the background image for each of these text tiles that we're getting ready to create. Then there is a long copy and paste prompt that you're going to come in here and you're going to grab, and we're going to paste that into Claude Design along with the spreadsheet that regular Claude already helped you create with those first 5 clients with their estimates. Make sure that you have your design system selected, and then go ahead and paste that prompt. It'll take it a little bit to make the first 5. It might take it 10 or 15 minutes. Once you have your template of exactly what you want yours to look like, you can lock that in and it'll make them faster the next time that you make them. Now, I made mine with several different sample background images so that you can see what they look like and what some of the different options are. Before I show you some of these examples, though, I really want to make sure you know how easy this is to change. Maybe you don't like how blue and red and green those are, and you don't think it's looks luxury enough, or you don't like the way it appears on the sheet, or you don't like the layout, or you want to change the signature card at the bottom. Think of this as Canva, but with prompts. Once you get a card that you love the colors, you love the layout, you love the way it feels, in the conversation, come down here and say, lock that in as a brand template. Whenever I ask for one of these home value report cards, I want you to use that template. If you do it that way, it will make them really fast the next time you want to make more. But again, I uploaded the spreadsheet. This was my output. I did use some sample images so you could get a feel for some different options of what you maybe would want to make some of these look like. Example of your brand, and it's just got your picture. I don't really love that, to be honest, but I love the picture of the community neighborhood. I actually did one with just a black background. I don't think I love it, but maybe some of you do. And then, of course, we've got one with a picture of the house in the background. That is by far my favorite. But again, we might not always have access to a picture of the house. So find some other ideas of what you would like in the background, upload it into Claude and say, put that as the background image. Very easy to change them. From here, once you're ready to start sending these over to clients, you have a couple of options that could be really viable. The Claude Design doesn't make downloading these super intuitive. You can click on this share button and then go to export, and it only gives you a couple of options where you can choose a PDF, a PowerPoint, or an HTML. And you might be thinking, I really don't want any of those outputs. This is intended to be a image that goes along with a text message. So the easiest way to get around that is to just come over here and say, give me these as a PNG download, and then it will give you the files in an image format. Another option, if you don't want to have to deal with downloading and you'd like to make it a little bit easier, you're going to lose a little bit of the quality, but I don't think that'll matter too much because it's going out as a text message, would be to just simply take a screenshot of it. Now, really, the last chapter here is that you just need to send it. You've got the image done. You're ready to send it to your clients. You have their contact information. The only thing that I would say here is that we have added a script that you can use, but feel free to tweak this, change it to something that feels comfortable to you. This is a script that feels comfortable to me, but obviously you know your clients better than I do. So pick something that you want to say, send the message along with the image, and let me know how it goes. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it really helpful. More importantly, I really hope this helps you have really high quality home valuation conversations with your clients, and it leads to you getting more referrals and more listings.